Students will be able to define length and find length in the coordinate plane. We find length by using the Pythagorean theorem. You will see what that means sometime soon. Do now. Graph the points A, -9, 3, and B, -9, -9 below. So this is left and up, left and down, -9, 3, -9, -9. Now what is the length of AB and how do we find it? So we have a move down 3 and then a move down 9 more. So that is a move down 12. So the length of AB equals 12 units. And we just counted to find the length. Now graph the point C at 0, -3. 0 and then down 3. Can you find the length of BC, why, or why not? So as far as how far to the right from B to C, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units to the right. This is part B. This is 9 units to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units up. But that doesn't tell us how many units it is straight from B to C. That says if we go this way, we go 9 units right and 6 units up. So we would say, not sure how to find BC because it is diagonal, or something like that. Express in simplest radical form, the square root of 50. Awesome. The square root of 50 equals the square root of 25 times 2 equals the square root of 5 times 5 times 2. And the 5s give us the duplicates that we want. This is this index which tells us we want the square root of 50. So 5 comes out times the square root of 2. And these are units. Oh no, these are not units. This didn't ask us to find a distance. Okay? Have a look at that. And finally, using your answer to part B, I think this means your answer to part C. Determine if the square root of 50, which is 5 times the square root of 2, is greater than 7 times the square root of 3, and explain how you know. Well, we're comparing 5 times the square root of 2 with 7 times the square root of 3. So here we have 5 times a number and 7 times a number. So even if these numbers were the same, we would say that 7 times that number would be more than 5 times that number, assuming that number is positive, which it is. Now, we can be even more sure of this because the square root of 3 is more than the square root of 2. The square root of 3 is about 1.7. And the square root of 2 is about 1.4. So we have 5 times 1.4, that total is about 7. We have 7 times 1.7, I'm not sure how much that is, but we're looking at something like 10, 11, something like that. So this is definitely less than this. And I did just explain that, well, this is my explanation, that square root of 2 is about 1.4, square root of 3 is about 1.7. Square root of 3 is more than the square root of 2. So since the square root of 3 is greater than the square root of 2, and 7 is greater than 5, seven times the square root of 3 is greater than 5 times the square root of 2. That's kind of a tricky one, but with practice, this is going to make sense. You're done with the do now. Great job.